Watch more programs like this on cable and stream with PCN Select. Subscribe at PCNTV.com.
Good afternoon, folks. Oh no, we're gonna have to do that again. Good afternoon, folks. The Phillies won yesterday. Can we do that again? Good afternoon, folks. Thank you all very much for being here this afternoon. We are at the headquarters of Concilio, one of our premier nonprofit organizations. But more importantly, we're in the 42nd Ward, right, Sharon Vaughn? Yes. Sharon Vaughn, our ward leader in the 42nd. You need me to move back? Okay.
You're good.
Our ward leader in the 42nd and also the Democratic candidate for at-large. Sharon, would you stand up so folks can see you? Ms. Sharon Vaughn, can you stand up for people to see you because we're asking them to vote for you? She is the ward leader here in the 42nd Ward. I want to thank all of the coordinated campaign and all the officials that got us here this morning, and you'll hear from some of our great young leadership after we introduce our special guests, or before we introduce our special guests. I wanted to start this morning, and I go back in English and Spanish, with a story, because when people tell you who they are, believe them. Cuando la gente te dice quién es, créele. When Attorney General Josh Shapiro, we worked with him at the Lead PAC. We were very, very honored to support his candidacy for Attorney General. But when Josh got elected, not in front of cameras, not in front of anybody else, he put his top leadership together and he said, Maria, how can I help you with Kensington? Sin cámara, sin nadie, todo el liderazgo. ¿Cómo vamos a bregar en Kensington? And he committed from that moment on to what is the Kensington Initiative that has led to thousands of arrests and millions of dollars in drugs being removed from Kensington. So when somebody tells you who they are, believe them. And we believe in our next governor, Josh Shapiro. And I can tell you countless stories from reinstituting his Consumer Protection Bureau as Attorney General. It didn't matter whether it was in his lane or it wasn't, because it was about governing and representing people. So I'm extremely excited at the prospect of getting a governor who has been there for us, quietly behind the scenes and in front of the camera, when he's also had to stand with me and police officials in Kensington explaining to frustrated constituents that we can do better. So with that, I want to turn it over to Danilo, who is our host. Thanks, Danilo. Representative Danilo Burgos for coordinating this event. If you haven't voted, make a plan to vote. Planifica. What does your day look like? If you want an opportunity to work on election day or get involved, please see your future councilperson, Ketty Lozada, Representative Burgos, and I. We're happy to get you engaged and involved. Muchísimas gracias.
Thank you, former Councilwoman Sanchez, and the future mayor of the city of Philadelphia, Maria Quiñones Sánchez. Quiero darle las gracias a todos los que están aquí presentes, en especial al Consulado de México a través del señor Gerardo Coronado, representing the Mexican community and the Mexican government. Y por fin, gracias a Dios, finally, we have a Dominican consulate that's open, an actual consulate, not an extension of the New York consulate. Philadelphia, Pennsylvania has finally have its own Dominican consulate in the presence of Alexis Hernandez. So folks, quiero que se den cuenta de todas las personas que están aquí. I want you to take notes of everyone that's here. You're all been invited to this event because you're all leaders in our community. Todas las personas que están aquí son líderes en nuestra comunidad. You're a business owner, you're a community organizer, you're a ward leader or soon to be councilwoman, like my good friend Sharon Vaughn, like my good friend Ketty Lozada, who has worked in our community, and she will be the next councilwoman for the 7th Councilmanic District. Guys, we have a lot of work ahead of us. In the next 2 weeks, we need to make sure that we have control of North Front Street in Harrisburg. That's the governor's residence. En la próxima semana debemos asegurar que nos sigamos con el control de la residencia del gobernador, porque la firma del gobernador va a ayudarnos a protegernos de los cambios racistas que quieren hacer los republicanos en esta contienda, que han tratado de seguir haciendo hacia nuestras comunidades. Señores, en enero 6 del 2020, se vio en el mejor país del mundo unas acciones que nunca pensábamos que se podía ver aquí. Se está viendo en Venezuela, se vio en Brasil, en Argentina, en Chile, en la República Dominicana en el 65. Y nunca jamás yo hubiese pensado que aquí, en el mejor país del mundo, eso pudiese pasar. Y hoy en día tienen tan poca vergüenza que el nominado de ese partido, del Partido Republicano, fue uno de los líderes de ese movimiento, porque él no cree en el sueño americano como ustedes lo creen en él. Él no cree en la comunidad hispana como ustedes creen en ellos. Y por eso le doy y le pido que ayudemos a mi amigo, nuestro amigo, Josh Shapiro, que sea el próximo gobernador del estado de Pensilvania. Así que tenemos mucho trabajo. Vamos a dejarle saber a todos nuestros vecinos. Let's make sure that we tell all of our neighbors, our communities, everybody that would listen, that we need to make sure that Josh Shapiro is the next governor of the state of Pennsylvania. And now, to introduce the next governor of Pennsylvania, I would like to bring up the next councilwoman of the 7th Councilmanic District that we are part of today, and you're also part of the 197, Ms. Ketsi Lozada.
Gracias, gracias. Para mí es un placer estar aquí. Ustedes han oído de la concejal y de Danilo el por qué es tan importante nosotros elegir al próximo gobernador, Josh Shapiro, para Pennsylvania. Lo hemos oído, ¿no? ¿Sí o no? Sí. ¿Y qué vamos a hacer el día 8 de noviembre? We've just heard why it's so important to get Josh Shapiro elected as governor of Pennsylvania. And what are we going to do on November 8th? What are we going to do on November 8th? That's it. Josh Shapiro nos ha enseñado a nosotros, en mi tiempo en Esperanza, como la gerente o la vicepresidente de los corredores pequeños de Hunting Park, que él también le importa a los pequeños negocios. Muchos de ustedes aquí son dueños de pequeños negocios. Él ha tomado un interés muy directo, él ha caminado esos corredores, él ha oído de pequeños negocios, las querellas, los problemas, las preocupaciones que ellos tienen directamente. Él se ha comprometido a cambiar cómo el Estado trabaja con esos pequeños negocios y cómo él los apoya. Él ha trabajado, como la concejal dijo, directamente con los asuntos de Kensington. Josh Shapiro has proven that he cares about small businesses. He's walked the corridors along Hunting Park Avenue, 5th Street, and he's heard from businesses directly what their concerns and what their troubles are. And he's committed to ensuring that small businesses receive the supports they need. He's also stepped up to the big lie of election fraud. And has stepped up to people who have said that the last election was stolen, and he has committed to promising that that never happens again. Nosotros tenemos que apoyar a candidatos que se atreven pararse en contra del partido que dice que las elecciones pasadas fueron robadas, ¿no? Él se ha comprometido a que eso nunca suceda otra vez. Pero es importante de que nosotros votemos, que digamos presente, que nuestra comunidad haga todo lo posible para que Josh Shapiro sea nuestro próximo gobernador. Ayúdenme con un aplauso a darle la bienvenida a Hunting Park a Josh Shapiro.
Thank you, everyone. I'm going to come around here so I have the chance to be a little closer to everybody. Let me begin by thanking Ketsi for her kind words and for the leadership. Oh, I'm getting a little feedback here.
Behind the speaker, sorry.
That's all right. Come back here. good, we're good. I'll tell you what, I'm gonna put that there, and I'm gonna speak to you like this. Thank you to Ketzi, who is going to be an outstanding councilwoman. She's got big shoes to fill in our community with Maria, who's obviously going on to bigger and better things. But we know that Ketzi understands the importance of staying connected to our community. Something that Danilo understands so well in his role in Harrisburg. And I want you to know that, hey guys, let's turn that off for a minute, okay? I want you to know that, I want you to know that Danilo's going to be my guy in Harrisburg. He will he'll be in and out of the governor's office, and he'll be making sure that this community is always heard from, always represented, and always top of mind. And I want you to know how important that is to me, and I want you to know that I will continue to hear those voices. There we go. You need to know that I am humbled by your support. I am grateful that you have my back. And I want you to know I do not take it for granted. You have powerful voices, and your voices matter. And the fact that you believe in me and trust me to deliver for you means a great deal to me. We're going to work together to make sure we give every Pennsylvania child an opportunity to get a great education, no matter the zip code. And we are going to continue to work together to make sure that when that child walks to school and walks home, you don't have to worry about their safety. Our kids deserve to live in safe communities everywhere in Philadelphia. As Attorney General, Maria called me and said, we need more help in Kensington. And we deployed people from my office to go in and try and take those dealers who were bringing poisons to our kids out of our neighborhood. The people who were using guns illegally to hold them accountable. And in a moment where people are worried, rightfully so, where there's not always that level of accountability, we've brought that to the neighborhoods that we've shown up in, and we care. And that work is going to continue when I am your governor. You have my word. We will never let this happen. And I understand, and I know Maria and others do too, you can't arrest your way out of these challenges. We have to have compassion in our hearts. And we have to make sure that we treat drug addiction as a disease, not a crime. We have to make sure that we are bringing services into our communities so that people have the help that they deserve, that we attack poverty, we attack mental health issues, and that we make the investments necessary for businesses to thrive. Those are the ways we can create strong and healthy communities. And so when I'm governor, we'll invest in our kids' schools, we'll invest in public safety, and we're going to grow our economy. We have an initiative focused specifically for small businesses in Pennsylvania to help them get access to the capital, the dollars that they need to fix up their buildings, to invest in workforce, to make more product, and finally, to be able to get more business from the Commonwealth. We should be hiring Latino businesses to do the work of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. And when your government, you could not have a clearer contrast in this race for governor. On the one hand, my opponent, he is by far the most dangerous and extreme candidate ever to run for office in Pennsylvania. He has routinely dismissed this community and cast y'all aside. Let me tell you what I believe. That no matter what you look like, or where you come from, who you love, who you pray to, you belong here in Pennsylvania. You strengthen Pennsylvania, and I want to be a governor for all Pennsylvanians. My wife and I are blessed to have 4 children. Their names are Sophia, Jonah, Max, and Reuben. And I don't live too far away from here, but we live in a different zip code. And my children look different than some of your children. And I'm aware that because of how they look, they get certain opportunities that maybe your children don't get. And that does not sit well with me. I refuse to accept that here in Pennsylvania. All God's children deserve the opportunity to succeed, deserve the opportunity to have a shot, and deserve the opportunity to have a governor who gives a damn about them. I will be that governor for each and every one of your children and each and every one of you. And I want you to know that I feel called to do this service. Because in addition to being grounded by our 4 children, my wife and family and I are grounded by our faith. Now listen, I'm definitely not here to preach at you or tell you what to believe, but I want you to know what I believe. My scripture tells me that no one is required to complete the task, but neither are we free to refrain from it. Let me tell you what that means. That means that each of us has a responsibility to get off the sidelines, to get in the game and do our part. I am trying to do my part for each and every one of you. I'm trying to make sure that I serve the public and lift everyone up. I'm trying to do my part to make sure you have a safe place to raise your kids, good schools for them, and an opportunity for your businesses to thrive. That's the kind of governor I want to be for all of you. Listen, I am blessed to know that Maria Quinones Sanchez has my back. I'm blessed to know that Ketsi has my back. Danilo has my back. And I mean this is no disrespect to these 3 people who I adore. They've got titles next to their name, but they're not the ones with the power. You're the ones with the power. You not only have a vote, but you got a voice. And over these next 16 days, we need you to use your voice. We need you to rise up and speak to your neighbors and let them know what's at stake. And let them know just how dangerous the opposition is. And let them know that I'm going to be a governor who gives a damn about them. If you can just give me your voice over these next 16 days, if you can give me your voice and let that rise up and make a whole lot of noise in our community for these next couple of weeks, then I promise you, I'm going to bust my back for you for the next 4 years as your governor. Thank you all very, very much. Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody. Thank you so much. Thank you.